Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. I hope you guys are doing wonderful. Let's wait for some more folks to come up in here, all right? Happy Tuesday, everybody, okay? Hope you guys have been feeling great, taking care of yourselves, all right? Feeling happy, feeling good for this week that we're currently in, feeling blessed, feeling thankful for life. Okay, everybody, let's wait for some more folks, so I'm going to go in. Hey, everybody, happy Tuesday, right? Happy Tuesday to you all. And hope you guys are feeling great, okay? Hey, everybody. Hey, Walanda. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're taking care of yourself, feeling happy. All right. Hey, Anthony. Hey, Sabine. I hope you're doing well. Hey, everybody. Hey, King. Happy Tuesday to you, too. Hey, not your ordinary girl. It's good not to be ordinary, right? It's always good to be a standout. So keep doing that. Hey, everybody. Hey, Manolo. Hope you're doing well. Hey, Angry Bear. Hey, everybody. Hey, Fizzy. Hope you guys are doing well. Hey, Vanessa. Thank you guys so much for joining me today, all right? Hey, Quenisha. Hope you guys are doing awesome. Walanda says, listening from Atlanta at work. Shout out to ATL, right? Hey, Kadeem. Hope you guys are doing awesome. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. A thought came to my mind about how we try to conjure up reasons in our minds why people are so angry, why people are so upset, especially in regards to us, why people get so bent about us, why people are so pressed about what we do, why people get so upset when, any move that we make, people are, frazzled by this, especially the people who we have close bonds with, right? It's crazy. Hey, Ryan. Hope you're doing well. Hey, Joyce. I think the prevailing reason, I'm really going to focus on this very singular reason why a lot of people are big mad is because they simply cannot control you, okay? They cannot control you. And it's not to say that you're reckless or, it's not to say you don't move with morals or anything of that nature. It's simply because a lot of people, control is everything. Control is right up there with money. A lot of times they go hand in hand as well. And so you're going to see a lot of people getting frazzled and upset when they cannot control you, okay? It's a big thing. Control is everything to a lot of people. And so when people see that you're kind of going your own way, doing your own thing and not really too focused, and not getting too pressed about what they do, you're going to see a whole set of new tendencies and behaviors start popping up in the people around you. Yeah, Vanessa says her class starts in 5 minutes. Awesome. What class is that? Hope you guys are doing awesome. Yeah. Hey, Jonathan. I hope you guys are doing well. Understand that when it comes to people being big mad, a lot of times they're just big pressed because they can't tell you what to do, or at least not anymore. They cannot tell you how to move, where to go, where not to go, what to study, what not to study, how to make your money, how not to, right? Whereas maybe in the past they had a lot of leverage here. They had a lot of say in where you were going to go and how far you were going to reach as well. And a lot of times it's because, we were younger. We really needed that guidance to be told what to do, what moves to make, what should we avoid doing. And so these days, when a lot of people see that you're kind of doing your own thing and you're doing it well, they're going to have these people acting like you did something to them or you're troubling them in some kind of way. And you're really going to be perplexed. Like, I really didn't do nothing to these people. Yeah. And it's because they're big mad that you cannot be controlled. Right. And there's so many ways that people control us or how they've successfully controlled us in the past, right? The biggest way is with money. The biggest way, the single most hugest way that people control us has been with money. Things that have monetary value as well, all right? Money is great, right? But money is also the driving force for a lot of people's egos. That's the problem, right? So when a lot of people have nothing else to show but that money, and this is all they ride on, this is all they focus on, this is all you hear them talk about, you know those ones. When you're around certain people and all they could talk about is how much money they've got, how they did this, how they took everybody on a trip, and then it's like, but you know what their hearts look like. You know what their heart space looks like. You know who they are as an individual. And you know beyond that money, they don't have much substance to them. Yeah, a lot of people are big mad because they see that you have that substance that goes beyond the money. And money talks as well. Money controls a lot of people in a lot of various situations. If you're being told that you're not performing well at work, though you're trying your best, and you also know that you're doing the best that you can at the workplace, right? But it seems like people are pressed for your job or trying to take you out of the job, knowing it's going to compromise your money. You understand? So people play a lot of games with money, and especially when we're talking about the higher ups as well. The games they will play, they cut the shifts shorter for you. They make it to where, you come into work and you have extra duties that are not a part of your normal job description. It's like you are doing all this extra work for the same type of pay or the same type of, you're on the same level, but you're being asked to do more. And if you don't, then you're at their will and you're going to be written up and you're going to be scrutinized. I'm telling you. So people will need that control. They need that control over you. And one of the biggest ways they do it is with money. People will continue to use money as their ally to control people around them. This is the biggest thing. All right. When you're around people who have that wealth but have no heart, and that, I'm telling you, you can see what their heart looks like. How they move. When they see people who may be lacking, you may think that they're trying to help out here because they don't want to see people lacking. But look at the people who they target to help and look at the people who they frown down upon. It's all about control. If they cannot control you, they may not actually help you, or their help will be restricted to where if it's somebody who's going to do anything for them, if it's somebody who's very malleable, somebody who doesn't use their mind, they will give everything to these people. And to the people who have their own minds, but just need a little bit of help, they're not going to help those people because they can't control you. They can't control you and be sure that you're going to perform in the ways that they need you to perform, that you're going to do what they say that you're going to have to do. And this is a threat to them because they know their money can't make you do that. No dollar sign, no amount, no dollar figure is going to have you conform to what they feel like you must do. So yeah, people are big mad because they cannot control you with their money. All right. It's crazy. Yeah. Money can be the root of all evil. Manolo says it can be great. Money can be great to help, to better our lives, to change the face of things, to change the trajectory of our lives. It can be great. But where that's the only thing that you have riding for yourself, this is where the problem comes in. And you're going to see a lot of games being played when people try to act like, well, this is the tit for tat. It's going to be a lot of games that start coming out when people see that, wow, you need money, and you're a type of person that's going to do anything for the money, right? They'll send you on rat races, for real. They'll send you around to do all types of crazy things to get nothing in return for the promise of money, for the promise of assistance, And then you realize you were just at these people's will for a day, for 2 years, for 3 weeks, doing all these extra things, thinking that it's going to help you. I'm telling you, people control you with money or with the promise of goods, with the promise of properties, with the promise of security, financial security, and it's really crazy. It's really crazy how bad it gets. All right. So trust and believe when I say a lot of people are big mad because if you got out of that codependency, you saw the games that were being played and you're like, you know what? I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it anymore. Even I'm not doing that. I'm not going to do what he or she says I got to do. I'm going to make my own way. I'm going to have to struggle for a while. That's cool. But I know at least I'm not going to be played for a fool, and that's the beauty of it all. To them, it's not beautiful. To them, it's really jarring. How dare you step away from the person who could have helped you? But the whole truth of the matter was a lot of times they weren't going to help you for the love of it, to actually see you go up. They weren't going to help you for that. They were only going to help you if they were going to be able to control you with this money. And maybe there were people who did help you, to keep your way up, to stay afloat. A lot of these people who only have money riding for them, that's their crutch in life. You're going to see how these people talk. When it comes down to something to where now you're not doing something they want you to do, or now you're not saying something or going somewhere they want you to go, and they're going to say, wait, don't you remember when I helped you? Don't you remember when I gave you that? How dare you, It's so funny. How dare you move like this now? Don't you remember all the thousands of dollars I gave you? Don't you remember how I helped you when nobody else would? And when I tell you to do something, you're not going to do it. And you can see why they did it for you in the first place. It wasn't because of goodwill. It wasn't because they wanted to help you for real. It's because they wanted to be able to control your every move from that transaction onward. And that's you're going to see that. And so that's why a lot of people are big mad, because maybe if you got out of that, they see, wow, he knows now. She knows exactly what I've been up to. And you don't bite the bait anymore, Does a fish know when they're being baited in? But by then it's too late. And so that's the thing is, and when we know what's being done here behind the scenes, when people try their very hardest to try to get us into compromising positions where, we're just going to be blind, for the money. We're going to be blind for whatever material wealth we're chasing. When we are privy to that, when we're aware of that, we can make better moves, and they're going to get big mad about it. Big mad about it. Hey, Lady Bride, I hope you're doing well. Hey, Robert, I hope you're doing well. Yep. Right. Yeah, Torah says the love of money is the root, not money itself, of course, right? It's the ideology attached to money. It's it's the standard that we hold for money. It's a lot. It's a lot. It's crazy. Yeah, a scapegoat says most aren't even cognizant. Right. Exactly. Joseph says clowns. Yep. Yep. I'm telling you, everybody. I'm telling you, when it comes down to people being big mad, a lot of times it's because they cannot control you anymore. They cannot control you. People will promise you things you'll never receive, and it's simply to see how far you'll go to get it. And oftentimes in the end you'll never get it, and that was the whole point. People like to have that control. They can have a lot of money, they can have a lot of wealth, a lot of properties, a lot of whips. It seems like everything is good, right? And so when they see that you're a person in need, or anybody in need, it could be anybody outside of yourself. These people do not have the heart of somebody who really wants to help and remedy the world, or take people out of a really bad situation for real. There are guises that they put forth. There are masks that they wear in order to fulfill what they want to fulfill, which is a inflated ego. They do not want that ego to be deflated, because then they'd have to sit with themselves, and realize that they don't like themselves very much. The money hides that, the money hides what that person really feels like inside. And so we know now that money is great. We know that money can be good, money can help. But at the same time, when a person has a sour ego, when a person is easily bruised, their ego is easily compromised, and they could have been very successful in life. Let's not completely, overlook that. They may have been extremely successful in life, very successful in their careers, their field, their business, whatever they do. They may be extremely well versed in their field, but beyond that, they have a heart of, a heart of stone. They don't really care about people like that. They don't care about helping others like that. They either were never taught, or they just learned these attributes. They learned to only care about themselves only, what's in their wallet only. They don't care about everybody else out here, and so when they do see somebody in need, and they see that person really needs help, they might start playing games instead of really wanting to help these people for real, right? And so, a lot of people, when they see once again that you're not moving like that, that you're not really into it like that anymore, that you can hold it down. All right. And you don't need a lot of people out here. People are going to be big mad about that, because you're not doing what everybody else does. You're not chasing them down, begging them like everybody else does. You have that independence that they're not used to seeing. All right. And so this is going to aggravate a lot of people who really need these weak-minded people, spineless people who do not think. They need these people to help. all right? But it's never really help. It's a guise, all right? I've seen this. It is a guise. People have done it to me. They pretend like they want to help. They pretend like they really care. They support what you do. And the whole while is to fill and inflate their egos, where they're lacking personality wise, or where they're lacking in happiness and joy, feeling really good about themselves inside. Money covers that up. And so it's like you're hurting people by not biting the bait because it's not fueling what they need to be fueled. All right, a car's not going to go very fast with no gas. It needs that gas. People want you to gas them up, gas them up by being like, oh my gosh, you're the only person who can help me. You're the only person who I could count on. People like to get gassed up. They know what they've got, but they want to be gassed up though. People want to hear that, they're the only they're the only girl in the world, you know what I mean? Or they're the only guy that could do this for you, right? And so when we think that we're just seeking, guidance and assistance from people because they physically can do it for us, to them, it's not about the money at this point. It's about control. How desperate is this person? Can I get him to do anything that I want? Because how he's approaching me, he's acting like he'll do anything. He'll do anything. She'll do anything for what I've got. So you start seeing that they tiptoe away from the material world to really start fulfilling this aspect of their lives that are lacking, which I'm talking about is their ego, okay? Because egos can get deflated. The more people they're around that move right, that don't care about their egos, that they care about the world, actually, they care about their lives, love, joy, all right? They care about peace, right? Whereas money is secondary, all right? Material wealth is secondary. It doesn't take the first place. So you're going to have a hard time bonding with these people who are first seeking to be satiated, their egos to be filled. And so this is the thing, when people get mad at you, right? You come around, you don't need them now. It's a very beautiful thing. All right. You don't need these people now where they try to control you in the past. Now they're acting like you did something to them. You probably seen it. You didn't do nothing to them at all. All right. Except for get on your own 2 feet. That's what you did. All right. And it's the simple things because it hurts their ego that you're on your own now, that you don't need them, because now their ego isn't being satiated. Their ego is being compromised by somebody who knows what they got to do. Right. So you can understand that a lot of times money is the reason why people are big mad. They can't control you in the ways that they used to be able to control you. And money is a bit, money talks. And when you're not biting that bait because you see the games, right? Now it's like their ego is being eaten away at. And they can't say that. They're not going to say that, oh, you're hurting my ego by not chasing me down for my stuff, right? They're not going to say that, but you're going to know. And don't bite the bait, because there's so many opportunities out here for you that do not require for you to go here and go there. And, I'm sounding like Dr. Zeus now, right? Go here, go there, go everywhere, right? You don't have to do all that. All right. You got to do what you got to do what you want to do in life, and do it best as you can and grow yourself. You will see that, surely if the help presents itself, you may want to take it. But other than that, you know what you want and you're going to get it. Right. And nobody out here is going to say, nah, it's not going to work. All right. So, yep. Sometimes you got to leave these people out of the picture, out of your life story, whereas maybe before they took front and center stage. They had a big hand in how much you got, where you went, how successful you were going to be. They had the reins of your life. Not anymore. That has been, eradicated, and now you're doing well. So a lot of people are going to be big mad that you're doing well without that. They cannot control you. Hey, exerciser demons, I hope you're doing well. Hey, Josh Irwin, I hope you're doing well as well. Yeah. Good morning, Velvet. Hope you're doing awesome. Yeah. M9 says it's called projection. Absolutely. Mm-hmm. Yep. They want to control. That's what it is. It's all about control. Yes, Josh, I'm doing well. Thank you so much. I hope you guys are all doing well, all right? I always like to come on here and make sure you guys are straight and you guys are feeling good about everything. And, and sometimes not everything is good. All right, and we could accept that, but remedy that at the same time. Don't leave it to where it's gonna be going wrong for a long time. That's how I used to be. Oh, things are going wrong, just let it be. But then you have a bigger mess to clean up at the end of it. And you don't want that, right? So a lot of people are going to be pressed by you because they're going to be acting like you did something to them. You didn't do nothing, right, except for go your own way. And that is the single trigger, you going your own way, absolving them of any responsibility or any hands in your plans, especially your future plans, which they thought they had a hand in because they've had a hand in that in your past. How it used to be, they used to be able to say whatever, do whatever, you're going to do whatever, right? Not anymore. The world we live in is superficial. You know what I mean? Like the world we live in, it's all about clout and it's all about money. It's all about this, all about that. And it's a chokehold. A lot of times social media even has us in a chokehold because we see people moving around and, they have people mesmerized by their material possessions, and we could really apply that to our personal dynamics that we're a part of, how people will really be like so obsessed with like being the person that did that for you, being the person that gave that to you. And all the while, it was not because of goodwill. It was simply to be able to have a way to control you and to dumb you down in the process, okay? Because when you're easily controlled, you could say that you're also easily dumbed down as well, right? You're easily a person who will fall for anything, stand up for nothing, right? And so when the tables turn and you stand up for everything you want to stand up for, but you're not going to just fall for anything, people will move a certain type of way when they see this different energy coming from you, right? They're not used to seeing this sort of energy where you stand up for what is right, speak out against what is incorrect, And so when people see that you move in a way where you're talking different now, right? You have different you have different things to say now. The stances that you may have shared with them in the past, you're not sharing the same sentiments, and that's okay. But to them, it's simply not. Because when you share the same exact views as a lot of people around you, we talked about the money. Now it's about, the way your mind has changed, the way you have grown into yourself, the way you don't see things how you used to see them, right? Whereas the whole herd thought the same way. And we, a lot of times, were a part of that herd for decades on end. But then when we were ushered away from that majority, right? Because we're not like everybody else out here, right? People started acting like you probably did something. People started acting like, you owe them something, an apology, a get back. They need to get something from you. They need to trick you, fool you, bring you around to trouble you, to press you. You'll see these grand schemes that they put forth where people are trying to get you in a compromising position because you don't think like them anymore. You don't want to go where they're at anymore. It's not a diss thing. You're not trying to diss these people, but to them, it's like the ultimate disrespect. How dare you, the whole while act like you were one of us, And then now you have this whole different view of the world, of yourself. People were wanting you to see yourself as a one-dimensional being. People didn't want you to see yourself as somebody who was able to grow and expand. And so when these things were finally shown to you, like, nah, you're going to expand. You're going to grow. You're not going to have the same mindset as you did as a 15-year-old youth, where they thought you were always going to be a kid. You were always going to be controlled, all right? And once again, control is the big theme here of why people are big mad with you. They cannot control you. Nothing's going to control you anymore. People wanted to be able to control you by your views. Sometimes views can be limiting, very, very limiting, especially when we grow up with these views. We grow up believing that certain ideologies are just the way that they are. This is how they're going to be. This is what you must believe. This is what you must conform to. Nothing outside of that. If you go outside of that, you're disrespecting the dynamic. You're not really one of us. Who are you? People are going to start acting really weird around you, right? When they see that you have a different set of opinions, you have a different viewpoint. Your opinion may not be a correct representation of what's really going on in the world, but simply put, you have a different view, right? And if you can, if you can explain that, if you can stand on that, if you do not agree with the majority, that's cool. A perception can be either factual or imagined. All right. So the thing about it is that even if you have a different viewpoint, you're speaking out on things you never spoke about. You see things that are fraudulent, you say, hey, that's not right. Whereas maybe in the past, you were molded to say, this is okay. This is how it is. This is how it's done. Shh, you don't talk about that here. You know, you grew into yourself. You said, nah, listen, this was never okay. This was never cool. This was never right. And now you're compromising the integrity of that dynamic in their eyes. All right. And so now they see that, wow, you're not as controllable as you used to be. Because if you have varying views that differ from them, then now they're kind of thinking, well, what are you going to say out here? What are you going to do? What are you going to move like now? Because you're thinking a whole different set of things than what we believe, right? And now they can't control you because they don't agree. And so it gets really shaky. All right. So yes, a lot of people are going to be acting big mad because they cannot control you because you have a different mindset now. It's this thing that happened with you where at some point of time, the mindset changed for you. There was a shift or a switch. There was a light bulb that went on in your brain, right? That showed you like, listen, this is, things are about to change real quick. All right. And so with your mindset shifting, a lot of aspects, a lot of facets of your life also shifted as well. Almost as quick. Dropping habits. Tell me if you guys have just dropped habits. You dropped it like it was nothing. You stopped going places like cold turkey. You stopped doing certain things cold turkey that were wrong the whole time. We probably knew it was wrong the whole time. We stopped it, because your mindset switches. And it's not always going to switch for the people who used to do it with you, right? These people are still doing it, right? They're going to be acting like, hey, why don't you hang with us and do this on the block like we used to do, right? And everybody's acting like you're too bougie now. You think you're better than everybody else. Your mindset just switched, so they're going to be acting like this, like they're going to be looking rough around the edges when you come around, acting like you did something, acting like you dissed the crew, like you disrespected the dynamic. Like it's crazy. And simply because your mindset shifted, right? And so because it shifted, they can't control you or make you do what you used to jump off and do. Maybe in the past, you're like, yeah, let's do that. No questions asked. Let's do that right now, right? And now because your mindset shifted, they can't control you to do these things anymore. They can't tell you, let's go. You're not going to be like, all right, let's go. You're going to be like, where are we going? What are we doing? What's going to happen when we get there? Who's going to be there? What's going to be there? What's in it for me? How is that going to help me? Right? And you start asking prying questions because your mindset shifted and you're not easily controlled. You're not going to be, put into a problem. Right? And so we think differently now. We think bigger now, and we make better choices because of that mindset shift. And that mindset shifting now limits the control of the people who are still bound to these dynamics, right? It's crazy. Ernestine says, control who, right? Control who? Yeah. Manalo says 100. I stopped certain habits, especially after life-changing experiences. That'll do it to you. That will really do it when certain things that shake up our world real heavily, will cause us to just let things fall from our hands. Like, wow, I can't do that anymore. And you may think it's only for you. Like you're just stopping the habit for you, or you're just stopping the habit for your children, for your household. But no, there are other people outside of that who will also feel this change from you. And the people who used to be able to control you, it's really odd because they may be at a distance from you, but the same way you used to benefit them in a certain type of way. So if you were the type of person who was always a smoker, right? And I'm not knocking anybody who smokes, right? I'm talking about like cigarettes, whatever it might be, right? You may be someone who just likes to do that a lot. And for whatever reason, you decide, I'm going to stop doing that. Right? But maybe it affects the dynamics of the people who you go around who do this, right? So when you go around people, you're having a good time, everybody pulls out a cig and you're not pulling out a cig, and they're looking at you like, why are you not pulling out a cig? You always pull out a cig. You're the one that comes with the cigs. What's going on, right? And people are trying to figure out what's going on with you. Why did you switch up like that? It could be something as simple as that, but it is a life-changing thing that you're implementing here. you're no longer smoking. And so now these dynamics where you're the only one kind of like doing this, everybody's still smoking, everybody's looking at you like, huh, this is not the guy that I know, this is not the woman that I know, right? And so people are going to start acting like you did something to them when you changed a regimen in your life, and so it's like that. Maybe you think you're too cool for everybody now. You think you're Miss Goody Two Shoes. You think you're better than everybody else now because you stopped a certain habit, right? Or you started going to the gym, where everybody else around you, they're not about that. And that's cool. Not everybody is a gym rat. Not everybody wants to go and pump iron. Not everybody's about that. So when you start going around people who cannot relate, they cannot relate to the life changes that you're making. Oftentimes, positive life changes. People are going to start acting like, oh, okay, so who's this new guy? Who does he think he is? Also, he thinks because his biceps are a little bit more defined than everybody else, right? He's better than everybody now, right? Or because he cut out alcohol, he cut out this, he cut out that. He thinks he's too cool to hang with us who still do. But it's not even about that, So they'll think you're hijacking the dynamic that used to exist. Like people are going to act like, well, the way that you act, it's almost like you're messing it up now because now you're making everybody feel insecure about what they still do or what they haven't done yet, right? You've changed your ways. So when you go around people who haven't changed, in a way, it's like you're hijacking the dynamic that always was cool, good, intact. You make people take a double take at themselves in the mirror. Wow, he did that. Why can't I do that? While they're still smoking the cigarette in the mirror, right? Why can't I? Of course they could do that if they care enough. You cared enough to do whatever it was that you changed, right? And so this is why a lot of people are going to be angry with you, big mad, right? Because there's this level of control that they cannot put on you anymore. There's this way that they used to talk to you, but now somehow they know they can't talk to you like that anymore. There's certain subject matters they used to be able to bring up to you. Now they know they can't talk to you about that, or they feel like they cannot talk to you about that, And so now, like I said, it's like you're shaking up these dynamics inadvertently, right? Because you've made changes and they've not. They're still in the same spot. It's crazy. Yeah, Miss Lady Bride says, I was the life of the party. I was their life of the party. Now they're arguing with each other and can't function. Yeah, a lot of times when you're not around, it's over with. The whole vibe is different when you're not around. All right. And so it's like a double-edged sword because they want to be able to control you, but they can't. And they admire it, but they don't admire it because it messes everything up. So when you're not around, all right, everything's shaky because their victim, their target isn't around to get at, isn't around to be mad at, to latch onto, right? And so, yeah, a lot of times you can be the life of the party. When you show up, it is a party, and it doesn't have to be with booze and this and that. It's the vibe, it's the vibe that you bring forth here. A lot of people feel and they'll know it's real. All right. And so when you're not around, people have no choice but to look within or to look within the group of people who are left. All right. People who are still in the same sort of energy. Right. So that's how it can be. That's how it can be. I'm telling you. Hey, Jay, thank you so much for the positive vibes. Yep. Yeah, Gravitas says, when you do the hard shadow work to become a master of your own self, it angers them. How dare you go that deep? All right. Because once again, it puts them in a light of where they're like, well, I'm not doing that. Why can't I do that? Couldn't I do that? And they get angry, but it's like they want to put it on you, but they know they can't. It's not really about you. It's about what they see within themselves that is lacking, right? But a lot of times it's that control. People can't control your mind. They can't control what you believe. They can't stop you from going where you want to go. They see you're flying, you're taking off now. They can't get you back. Too many things have changed for you for the better, right? But for them, it puts them in a worse predicament because now they have to sit down with themselves and be like, wow, this is crazy, and they have to go within. A lot of narcissists as well will feel this negativity come about. They'll get angry with you, upset, vexed, like you did something to them. And a lot of times because you broke the chains off and they're stuck with themselves. They have nobody to argue it but the wall, right? And this is how, they get very frustrated by this, very flustered, right? It's super crazy. Yeah, S3 says they never want you to better yourself a lot of times. And that's the control aspect as well, right? If they can have a hold on you to where they are the puppeteer and you are the puppet, and they can only let you go so far without you going too high, right? When this is done with, when this stops, when this codependent arrangement stops, these people start getting upset because they didn't want you to grow into yourself. They wanted you to be like, someone who was just locked away in the attic. All right. And it's like, and never to discover, never to be seen, the best kept secret. You're not going to be the best kept secret. You're going to go up. People are going to know about you. Angel Lee, I hope you're doing well. You said, good morning, love. A quote I saw: I am not what you think I am. You are what you think I am. Right. That's exactly what it is. That's exactly what it is. Yep. Right. Joshua says, I hate gossip and drama, and I don't want to be around negative people. I feel that 100%, and I just don't go where all of that's all that exists. Yeah, Josh Irwin says, with great power comes great responsibility to help others elevate. It's a whole different vibe when you have this tendency, you have this pull, this calling, totally different, and they feel it. Ernestine said, yes, party's over. Yeah, reality says it is hard to find someone who could swim in the deep these days. Not a lot of people are going to want to go to the depths that you go. All right. So they're going to get angry at you instead. Right. And it's sad because they wish they could follow. A lot of people wish they could just follow you. They could just put on the hat you wear and pull up the sleeves and go into the deep waters that you've been dwelling in. Right. You've been mastering. Right. And they get mad because they can't. But at the same time, they can't tell you to come back. They can't rope you back in. So they're at a loss here. It's a lose-lose for them. That's how they see the situation, right? So in my personal opinion, you got to go where you want to go. Go where you're being guided. Go where you're being pulled. Because I'll tell you from now, what I used to do the silliest things, right? I used to go where I knew was not for me. I used to go into fields that I knew I would not stand to be here for past 3 months, but I would do it, because you want money, you want this, you want that, you're chasing these things, right? And you find yourself back at square one every time. That was me, back to square one every single time, kicking rocks and doing it all over again. What am I chasing here? What am I proving here? What am I satiating here, right? And it leads you to dead ends after dead end. These days, I don't really want to go down these alleyways, right? Where it's a dead end. There's nothing for you down there, right? I go where I want to go now. I get involved in the initiatives that align with my spirit now. I would literally chase things I knew was not right, just to feel something, just to feel either I'm going a little bit up now, or I'm around people now, or I'm a part of something now. It always led me back to the same dead end, right? And you get sad about this. The more this happens, you get sad. Like, why am I doing this? Why am I putting myself in these situations where I know I'm going to feel like this? 3 months tops, that's all, But these days, I really encourage everybody to just do what you want to do what makes you feel happy. The happiness trumps money, cars, houses, whatever. It trumps everything. Happiness is everything. Peace is everything. Peace of mind, having that sound mind prevails, right? And it's the people who thought they were going to be able to control you for years and years and years. When you broke free, so many things got shaken up in their own lives. Now they have no choice but to tackle it. And it's very, very difficult for people to do so. So they start getting mad at you. It's just easier to get mad at you and to go for your throat. Much easier. This is the detour that they take. And it's pathetic, but this is what they will do. Yeah. Ernestine says, sit here and watch me eat. They'll watch you go up, Ernestine. They will watch you go up. They will see the grind. They will see the light in your eyes is a whole different type of glow. They will see, they know that you're serious. This time you're serious. This time you mean business, right? And you're not going to be, controlled by the puppeteer. You're going to go where you're valued and appreciated. And who's ever wants to have a problem with you, they got to take it up with the Most High. They're not going to take it up with you and distract you, because your calling is not something to be played with here, right? So when people come for you and want to get mad at you, want to be big mad with you, they're big mad with the wrong person, all right? Because you're not going to be like, oh, all right, I'm so sorry that you're big mad. Let me dumb myself down a little bit to make you feel better to sit beside me. If you don't feel good to sit beside me, that's your call. That's not my call. I'm not going to make it more cushiony for you to feel good, but in the process, I'm dumbing myself down. Those days are over with. Yep. Yeah, Robert says, really though, it's in the pudding, right? Yep. Josh Irwin says, light always removes darkness. Absolutely. Miss Lady Bride, thank you so much. You said, thank you for being your authentic self and taking us up on another level in the mindset elevation. Thank you very much for that. I really appreciate it. Melisha says, amen. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Joseph says they freak out when you start moving authentically, just being who you really are. Why would that be a trigger? It's immensely triggering to these people. But once again, when you are being authentically you, it's probably safe to say you're not being controlled by these, narratives that have been forced upon you, right? So once again, you being true to yourself is shaking up these existing dynamics that always kind of believed, well, you know what? We always believed these set of things, and we're always going to be safe in that until you got pulled out of that. For some reason, you being the one pulled out is a massive issue for a lot of people. They can't bear it. They get upset that it was you who got pulled out. It's you that sees clearly. It's you that's not going to be swindled. It's you that's not going to be tricked, because where you're going, there's not a lot of places or time or energy for tricks and for foolery, for drama. We need to be able to go up as smoothly as possible. And going up is not always smooth, but as possible, as much as it can be, right? I'm telling you. And so I truly, truly believe that a lot of people are big mad because you cannot be controlled. That's the nitty gritty of it. And I could go even deeper, but that is really the umbrella reason, my opinion, of why people are big mad. They don't, there was no fight, there was no beef, there was no this, there was no that. They can't control you by various means that they used to be able to control you, right? And control is a lot to people. People can have a lot of wealth, but if they don't have that control, then they feel like the wealth is nothing. They see that it has no meaning, no concrete substance beyond the fact that it's just money printed. It's just properties on land. It's just a whip in the driveway. That's all they've got, and they see like how one-dimensional it really is, whereas everybody was feeding their ego. Yes, you're amazing. You have everything that anyone could ever want, but the person's soul is completely irresistible. The person to be around for 5 minutes is hard to bear, no matter what they've got. Right? And so when they come against somebody like you who's not going to be bought, you're not an object, you're somebody who has feelings, values, virtues. You're somebody to be respected. Money doesn't make you respectable. Having material wealth doesn't make you a high-ranking individual that people should bow down to, right? How does your heart look? How do you care about the world? Do you even care? Right? Or is it simply how you can dominate and control those around you? And that's how you show care. But it's all fake. These are facades. These are masks that people put on. Right? So, and that's the thing. Right? So I'll go around certain people, right? Or I'll hear about certain people talking about this, talking about money, talking about, oh, if you were just only going to do this, I would have done that for you. And you could tell where their heart is at. You could tell where their mind's at. They're not trying to help you to help you. Like I said, for goodwill purposes, from the kindness of their heart. A lot of times there are games being played. They need that ego satiated. And if you're not doing that, you are going to be seen as a problem. You're a player in the problem, maybe the biggest issue for them now. Everybody else falls in line, but they have a hard time with you, like you're a hard nut to crack, right? And so this a lot of times is what it comes down to. People can't control you, so they have a problem with you, but the problem really lies within themselves, what they lack, what they do not have. Mind you, like I said, like we've been talking about, right? They may have everything. That's what it seems like. They may have everything, but they wouldn't go after somebody if they really had everything. They wouldn't attack other people if they really had everything that they could ever want. And you could tell where their heart is at. You could tell what they really feel like. They're sad, upset, depressed, lonely, don't have nobody to really call their own, don't have nobody really on their side, because all of their connections are superficial. All of their connections tend to be, transactional. You know what I mean? So anybody who's in their contact list, not going to be a shoulder to cry on, not going to be there for them when they're in their time of need. But when would they need anything, right? They have everything, right? Of course not. Even the people who have all the things in the world still need to have someone to cry on, to talk to, to have conversations with. And if you look through your contact list and it's just business partner, person that I gave $1,000 to, if that's all you can see in your and there's no one, so what does your stuff matter now? What does it matter? What does it look like? What does it help you with? How does that make you be better as a person? And they are quickly humbled, but they get angry. They don't take it in a life-changing way, like, oh my gosh, look at how I've been. Look how many people I finessed. Look how many people I tricked. Look how many people I controlled with what I've got, who I thought I was, right? But when they're just sad and need somebody to talk to, there's nobody that's going to pick up the phone, right? No one remembers their name, the impact that they had on the planet, the impact they had in the community. There was no impact because a lot of them move in a way where it's simply all for superficial clout chasing reasons, right? And so this is why a lot of people, when they see you, they see somebody who they cannot control. You're humbling a lot of people in the process. This is kind of what it is. You humble people when you show them, nah, I'm not going to fall for that. I don't need that from you. That's cool. Keep it. Keep it, take it, flip it, do whatever you want to do with it. But I'm not going to be played with it, right? And you humble people this way. But they take it hard, They go crazy. They get real angry, get real vile, right? With the way that they start targeting people. But really, they should be targeting themselves. Fixing what is going on inside so that they wouldn't have to go out here and target people who simply, didn't bite the bait. Yep. Hey, David, I hope you're doing well. Nice to see you. Yeah, Robert says the road to yourself. Absolutely. Yep. Joseph says, these people hide behind the mask. Absolutely. Yeah, Lux says, a force to be reckoned with. Trust me when I say that. It's not a joke. Yeah, Lee Nichols says, I will never make myself uncomfortable to make someone else comfortable again. Too many times we did that, right? And we dumbed ourselves down in these times that we're really trying to just make everybody happy, right? But in the end, we're the ones that get put on the back burner of our own lives. It happens a lot more times than we really think. A lot of times. Yep, Nichols is right. So right. And it's so sad how long-standing this can be as well. How much we put up with this, how long it can go for. It's really crazy. Angel says, yep, in those toxic groups, they look at you like, why are you so different than us? In truth, It's everything that is right with you. Exactly. But they make it to where there's a negative connotation attached to your differences compared to them, right? Anything you do that's different than them, they look at it as a negative. They're not going to look at it like, wow, you're an individual. You thought of that. That's cool. What's up? They don't care. They're going to be like, nah, you're too different from us. You're too weird. That's not what we believe over here. And we're going to treat you like like you're not like us. And they will make you feel uncomfortable when you sit beside them, and they're going to make you feel sometimes like, oh, maybe I should just stop doing what I do. Nah, those days are gone. All right. And they can't control the narrative. They can't control your life, how it goes, the trajectory. They can't change where you're going to go now. And control is everything for a lot of these people who don't love themselves. They don't have nothing much to show beyond the material world. We have to love ourselves with and without. Respect people with and without. If we have a lot, if we have nothing, if we come from the slums or the hills, we're still people, still feelings, right? So it doesn't matter where we come from. What does that heart look like? For real, what does that heart really, truly look like? Yeah, Lee Nichols says, everybody is not your friend, including your family. God has been exposing these counterfeits in our lives. Let the mask continue to fall off. Absolutely. And I love the way that you said that. It's very true. It's very true. These people are, they give the vibe off as though they are cons of some sort, and it's a strong way to describe, but, they move in a fraudulent manner, right? To where like you don't even know who you're sitting beside anymore. You don't know who you're calling anymore, who's calling you. I mean, the voice on the other end of the phone, but who is this, because it seems like it's all fake. It seems all forced, rehearsed, there's a reason, an ulterior motive to why they're reaching out, to why they look at you like that, right? And these are the people that we're supposed to be just cool with, like just like this, like homies, right? Like family, like blood, like it's supposed to be no questions asked. And the fact that we have to ask a lot of questions about these coexisting connections is really sad, but it's for the better because where we're going, we can't have no drama from no parties, all right? We can't have no more drama. I'm sick of the drama. All right. I'm sick of the drama. And I would be easily roped into drama without even realizing, like that fish that doesn't know it's being baited in. I was that fish. Like you don't know what you're being brought into. You think you just see something cool. Oh yeah, awesome. You jump in, done. You're in hot water. You're in a problem. You're in the corner uncomfortable. You can't wait to go home. Why did I do this? Why did I sign that? Why did I believe them? Why didn't I see those signs earlier? Because you want to see the best in people who want to control you, and I had to see that, like, it's time to stop. It's time to stop putting myself in these, compromising positions where I am being controlled. I am only being treated in a certain way because people think I'm going to do what they say without a thought, but how you've grown. So you have to focus on that. Don't lose sight of the growth, right? Don't let it be in vain. Remember the growth. Remember where you came from, where you're at now, and where you want to go. And you're going to see very easily people are not going to be able to walk in your life and control you. I'm telling you. Yeah, reality says empaths can get in God's way sometimes trying to help when they don't even appreciate it. That's deep. That's deep. Yeah, popular loner. I hope you're doing well. You said facts. It's funny to me how triggered people get when they find out you're not one they can dominate. It's just that we truly know who they are and they're simply not that important. Yeah, people, they thought they had it figured out. They probably thought they had you figured out. And it just went to show that it's just not moving like that. It's not going to be like that. All right. So don't set yourself up to be controlled by anybody because, like I said, this is your winning season. If you believe this is your winning season, then you can't have this sort of, behavior happening, when you're growing. It's crazy. Yeah, Ernestine says, don't follow them across the street. Yeah, Lux says it's a sad reality. Angel Lee, thank you so much. You said once you've awakened, you can't go back. Blessings, Andrea. Thank you so much, Angel, for that. Exactly. Once your eyes are wide open, there's no shutting them. But a lot of these people that were around, their eyes are wide shut. So like I said, they see how things are, they see how things move, they know the bad, they know the ugly, they know the strife, they know the drama, but they're kind of cold to it. They see the mess, they see how bad it is, but they become so numb to it, and so it's so normalized, right, that they're not about to remedy it, they're not about to fix it. They'd rather drag people into the mess. And so the thing about it is that your eyes have to, once your eyes are wide open, that means you see it, and there's something's going to be done about it. That's a whole different type of vibe. Whereas you see things, but it's like your eyes are shut. Like you see what's going on, but you choose to be blind to it. That's really wrong. That's where these delusions start coming about, and the drama starts coming about, where people see you as a problem because you see the problems, you see the issues in the world, and so they see you as a problem, and they hide over the actual issues. They gloss over the issues that really exist. Mm-mm. It's crazy. Yep. So everybody, hey Mrs. Denise, I hope you're doing well. Yeah. Dara says, wait until they find out who they crapped on. Right. Ernestine says, family, there is nothing an evil person or system can do to stop the chosen. It is written. Absolutely. So true. So true. It's all, I'm telling you. And that's why I relate to a lot of you here. I'm trying to keep up with all the comments because I feel like so many of your comments are so real. And I really feel where you guys are coming from. And it's just really sad how so many forces, people, situations have been against us, and we're still trying to just make that climb up, right? Keep climbing. Keep going where you want to go, everybody, all right? I want to say thank you guys all so very much for joining me on this Tuesday live stream. I really hope you guys enjoyed it, and I always enjoy being here talking to all of you. For all those who generously donated by way of super chat, thank you so much. To all those who liked this live stream, watched the live stream, and who have been generously commenting here, it's always awesome to see your insight from all varying points of view. It's very humbling. I really appreciate that. And I hope you guys enjoyed it. And don't let, and when you're around certain people and you see them acting funny, like you did something to them, they want to come to you in an angry way. They want to come to you like you did something to them, like they're angry at you or something like that. You probably know you're doing something really good. You've got to be doing something right. When you didn't trouble nobody out here, it's probably because you broke the chains in some type of way, and you're not able to be controlled in any aspect of your life. Not money, not goods, not your mind as well, which your mind is paramount for sure, right? So all the ways that people used to be able to control you, they cannot control you anymore. Hence why they are big mad. All right, they're going to be big mad for a very long time until they work on themselves and see that you were never really the issue here. And a lot of times the issues come from within. And we have to eradicate these issues by various methods, right? There's so much help for all of us out here to go up, right? And so one of the ways it's not going to work is by attacking people out here who really have nothing to do with your inner demons, right? So that's really deep. All right, everybody. So thank you so much. I love all you guys. I'm praying for all of you guys to keep going up and keep working on yourselves to the best of your abilities. Take your breaks, take your times of rejuvenation, of course, but don't stay down for too long, because you got places to go, you got things to do, and be very, aware of who's around you, and be aware of, how much leverage you give to people who don't give you nothing. Don't give you nothing but drama and problems, all right? Because like I said, where we're going, there's no time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that, We got time to grow and elevate and to be better every single day and to keep unlocking who we really are, because this is just the brink of it, right? There's so much more. All right, everybody. So thank you so very much. I love you guys all very much. Keep going up, everybody. Stay up. Keep elevating. Keep ascending, okay? And love and pray over your life. I pray that everything works out for each and every single one of you, your children, your family, your friends, your loved ones, and of course you as the individual, you that is different, you that is that's at the forefront now, you know. Make life the way you want to make it. All right, everybody. Thank you so much. I'm signing off now for the stream. I'll see you guys very soon, okay? Take care. Bye.